I'm not sure if you are able to hear that at the moment, but those are birds chirping outside. This video, again, is not really planned in any way, shape, or form because it was just more like a sudden thing that I think can be probably really relatable to anyone at this time who's lost someone. Today was one of those days for me. It's not like me to make a video so random out of the blue like this, but I'm gonna just try my best to just share my thoughts. And I think this is something that, again, that probably nearly everyone kind of feels when going through almost like a sudden loss, in your life. I wish I knew what the right words are to say, because I even just struggle to figure out what to do to help myself too, especially through this time of grief. My family and I lost a good long family friend today. As I'm making this video, it is Wednesday, February 25th, 2026. Today, we really lost like a good soul in this world. This lady was our hairstylist, especially with me and my mom. My family knew her, but I've known this lady, and her name, out of respect, so I'm going to share. Her name was Lisa, and I've known her, or started seeing her, I guess you could say, since I was probably 10 or 11. So this is probably like, again, 2010-ish, and we're in 2026, so at least a good solid 15 years, more or less. We knew there would be a time in the future that my family and we would not be seeing her. And normally, especially the last almost less than a year, I've only saw her like every other month, because last summer I donated my hair, which is a whole other story in itself, and thank the Lord I am glad that I did, especially happy she was the one that donated my hair. And I think I told her that before, that out of all people, I'm glad she was the one that did something so memorable for me. So I'm glad I was able to get that, because again, it was like less than a year ago this took place, and 9 months later, who would have known she just was gonna pass. And she's gone through cancer, and she had cancer. That's what basically took her life. What makes it hard too, and I think people can relate to this too, is the fact that when someone passes, definitely being young as they are, because this lady wasn't even in her 60s. Like, she was in her late 50s, and that's like nearly the age of my parents, actually. And so with hearing this, it hits me so deep, because it's like, we don't realize when our last day could be with the people around us. I was just thinking the fact that since this lady was not even 60, like by the time she turns 30, which I'm not too far away from being 30 myself in the next few years, who would have known that when she turned 30 at the time that she was already halfway through her life? Doesn't that kind of hit you different and hit you deep thinking that? Because let's say, for instance, you pass away when you're 30. Who would have known that by the time you were 15 years old at the time, you already were halfway through your life, but you didn't know it then? Obviously, none of us will know when our last day would be. We can only predict or guess or hope that we can live up to like 80 or 90 or whatever, but it just hits so deep though, man. I'm actually really surprised I'm not crying right now. I've already been crying. I will admit, I've definitely been trying to take time silently to myself, take this time to mourn, especially being as young as I was too. That's what makes it hard too. But actually, what's even more heartbreaking is the fact that this lady used to be married to this one guy who was also a hairstylist. I'm sharing this for a random reasoning, and I hope it's not like a way to expose this lady or anything like that. But the reason why I'm sharing this is because the gentleman who also did haircuts, this guy did my brother and my dad's haircuts for the longest time too. And he passed away. He passed away almost a year and a half ago. It was hard for my family a bit, but especially my dad and my brother, because this guy just died like out of the blue. I won't go into details how this person died, but like, it's just devastating, like how it just was so drastic, And in a way, that's what it feels like with me and my mom going through the same exact similar thing. And it's just sad that my family, we've both lost a hairstylist that we've had for the longest time in a year and a half span of time. And honestly, I don't even know where I'm going with this, to be honest with you. I'm just really processing this, and I think that's definitely, again, probably really normal. I'm sure it is. But even with just loss, you just don't really know what to say, how to feel. It's just a lot to take in, and you just feel like life is moving so slow because, like I said in the beginning of this video, I was just hearing so much of the birds chirping, and it's not one of those things that I really listen so in depth about. Yeah, what's heartbreaking is that, yesterday, as I'm making this video, my mom and I went to a hospice to at least say goodbye. Trying really hard not to cry right now, sorry, just bear with me, but just the way she was, I can't even talk about. It didn't even look like her. That's for sure. It just looked like a different person, which I guess you don't really think about because it's literally someone just fighting for their life, you know? Trying to fight to just live. I guess I'm sadly not crying. Sorry, I was hoping I would made it through the whole thing. I mean, you can't even just describe that. I mean, it's one of those things that you just see, but you can't really figure out how to put into words, you know? And what's even more bizarre is the fact that there is a program. It's off topic, but there's a reasoning why I'm mentioning this. There's a kids program that I like to listen to, and definitely a really good Christian program. It's not just a regular kids program. It's a Christian family-friendly program. Very highly recommend. It's called Adventures in Odyssey. Ironically, yesterday and today as I was listening to these messages, the reason why I especially listened to it today is because yesterday, there was a 2-part series between yesterday and today. So yesterday was part 1, today was part 2, and guess what the topic was about? Out of all episodes they can talk about and make, it was about death. That's right, death. I mean, how could you even predict the timing of that? I mean, that is so mind-blowing. I can't even just describe how crazy that timing is. For a kids program to be talking about something so serious, and the fact that I'm literally in that boat going through that, I'm not exaggerating. This is literally straight up real. I mean, if I remember after this video, I will screenshot this to show you. I'm not exaggerating. This, out of all timing, these episodes can play, and they shuffle around too. It's not in order, it's shuffled. These episodes are shuffled around, and I've never heard of these episodes technically before, even though they're older ones. I never heard all the episodes, and the fact that I never heard this one before, and to play it the timing it did, that's how could you just... What do you say to that? I mean, that I can't grasp. Between you and me, especially if anyone definitely is thinking spiritually about life in general. I mean, I wish I knew how to go more into depth about this right now in a Christian perspective, but I just know for a fact, and you might call me crazy if you want, but I know that was definitely God, you know? There was a reasoning behind it. Why? I don't know, but obviously he wanted me to hear these messages for a reason, and the timing that it happened to play, and the timing of this lady whose life is nearly to its end, and I'm listening about death and what life could look like after death. Now, and didn't exactly go into that, but it's just, again, a program. You guys would have to check it out. I can't even describe it. It's one of those things that you would just have to listen to just to get an idea what the program's about. But it really is something I would recommend taking a look at, and I will even try to link the website below. Despite the fact that I'm not the type that normally, to be fairly honest and open with you guys, I'm not the type that is open. So hey, this is all about me. No, I'm just someone who is reserved and takes time to be open and stuff like that. And there was definitely some things, especially that last couple years, that I just remembered being so grateful I was able to have those little conversations with someone, because it's not every day that you can see someone for the longest time, and especially someone that you've seen as a child, you know, as a kid, and have this person watch you grow up, you know. And so throughout the last few years especially, I just remember sharing about how school went for me, and then college, my first working places, my jobs, and my first relationship that I haven't got into after a long time. I mean, things like that. It's just crazy that it's almost like a free little therapy in a way, where you can just talk to someone and you can just catch up, you know. And even with this lady too, she always had great conversation starters, and she was always definitely so positive. And again, I wish I knew what the right words are to say to go with someone who's going through this, because I mean, if anyone doesn't understand, I want you to know, especially with me making this video right now, as hard as it is, it's one of those things that you just don't know what to say. But I do want you to know that my heart really does go out to you, whoever may be relating to this right now. Not just people in the past. I mean, even past people. I definitely cannot express how much I've missed my previous pets. That I lost one of my pets just less than a year ago, and that's still heartbreaking to think about and talk about. And one of my childhood cats that I had growing up, I still miss her so, so deeply. It's hard to figure out what the right words are to say, though. It really is. And I wish I knew what the right words are to say. And I think everyone probably feels that way. Because it's one of those things that we don't like to talk about. I know for sure myself, like, it's not the most common topic to talk about in life, and what's with each other is about death. And, there's a couple ways that I want to go into concluding this, especially in a Christian perspective. I just want to briefly highlight, especially spiritually. And if anyone is struggling out there spiritually, I know there's definitely support you can get. And I may not be be able to express the right words, but I do want at least give encouragement to let you know that there really is more to life after death, and it doesn't have to just be done just because life's done. Like, you can still experience joy and peace thanks to God and thanks to Jesus' death for us to bring us this peace that we can have, and especially the peace that we can see our family and friends and pets in heaven, and we don't have to feel like we never have to see them again. Again, I as much as I wish I know how much more I can go into depth about this, it's probably something that I wish I knew how to grow more spiritually as a person. So that's why I don't know what the right words are to say, but I do want to at least encourage you, though, that if anything, God really still does hear you. It may not make sense, and I know it doesn't make sense, and I know it still hurts, and I know that pain gets still so deep and stuff. But at the end of the day, He's always there for you through the good and bad. Even though he might not feel like He's there, He really is here for you. And because we're in this broken world, we are going to go through pain. But the pain doesn't have to be defined, because that's what Jesus' mission was for us, was to be able to take away that pain for us. Hopefully that helps in any way, shape, or form. But just something I want to at least give you as encouragement for now. But if I can end off with one more thing, life is so valuable. We tend to forget this, especially in a day-to-day world. We're always so surrounded by the busyness and so much to do, so much where to go, and so much this and this and this and that our schedules get filled up. We forget to take the time to really stop and breathe and realize life is so precious. Every second going by is a second you can't get back. Those relationships you have now, they don't last forever. In our minds, we want and wish for it to last forever, especially if we lose people like suddenly or through old age or death. It's something that you'd never want to take for granted, though, the people you have in your life, because every single one of us will be going, and we just can't forget. We have to really make those memories so precious while we still have them. No matter what age you are, especially if you're young. I mean, you're young right now as you're watching this. You're younger today than you are tomorrow. That's my go-to quote that I like to tell people, especially no matter what age they are. But really, though, being as young as you are today than you are tomorrow, don't let time slip away from you. Don't let time just be gone that you wish for it back. If anything, you need to go through life and each and every single day knowing you gave it your all, and knowing that you can at least feel proud of your life, how much you've gone through, how strong you are, especially if you're someone who's gone through so much. I mean, each and every single day we're here, we're strong. We just can't forget to dismiss our efforts, how much we really do go through. We want to make sure we live life to the fullest. We don't want to live life with so much distractions, whether it's emotional distractions or physical distractions, like anything that can distract us. We got to make the most out of life. We can't just let life slip away like this, because we're just defeating what life's supposed to be about for us, We're in this life, so why not we actually live in it? We need to live through the goods and the bads, even though it's painful, but that's what makes life so beautiful, because you can still define how you want your life to be. You don't need to let your life be going down the dumps if it's going in that direction. You can change the way you see life if you just see it as precious. If you just see life as one of those things that just comes and goes, you're really missing so much more beauty you can find if you just take a second to stop and look. It kind of goes back to that one quote from this 80s, something's day off, Farrell's Day Off or something like that, whatever that movie is. I'm sure you guys probably know what that is, maybe, but there's a quote towards the end of the movie where it does hit you deep, because it's like, if you don't stop to take a look around, you're gonna miss life in front of you. So we got to make sure we take a lot of time to pause in life, because we grow so fast, more than we realize, and that's why we have to really take the moment to slow down. Something that I've been learning a lot throughout my 20s, actually, is really learning how to figure out to slow down. It's still hard, because I'm definitely that type that wants to keep moving, but you got to create time to slow down, because if you don't, life's going to take it away from you. And the busyness, people everywhere is going to take that away from you. But you got to be in control of your time. If you're not, your time's just going to be spent wherever. So you have to realize sooner or later, especially as soon as today, that if you realize your life is just slipping behind you and there's nothing that's grasping it, you're losing it. You're losing the beauty you can be creating. You never want to take life for granted. Like, you don't want to take people for granted. You don't want to take your season for granted, even if it's the good or bad. I mean, especially the good, but like, you don't want to take your seasons for granted. While you still have the good times, enjoy the good times. Don't let the bad times think that the bad times are over. But they're still good. There's always going to be goods and bads. Just because it might be a bad season, like especially during this time of grief, doesn't mean it defines you. It doesn't mean that life is just done with you. As long as you're still breathing in this very moment, and as you're watching this, you have life that is so much more precious, and don't let it go to waste. At least live a life that you can look back and just say that there was lots of turns like crazy and stuff like that, but you can at least be proud of yourself. At least you know you made it the best as you can, you know? I can't really express that enough. Life is so precious, and again, you never know the people you're going to lose. You never know when someone's life is going to be over, including yours. So why live it like it's not your last? We should all live our life like it's our last, because you never know when it is. I hope this helps in any way, shape, or form, especially for anyone who is still going through like loss, especially at this time, figuring out what to really do and how to move forward. And I get that. Like, I mean, for me and my mom, even though it's something as like a hairstylist, I mean, we still will be at the same place where our one lady used to be, or where Lisa once was. So I know for a fact it's going to be hard for me. It's going to be hard for my mom and anyone who works at this place that knew her. It's hard when you go to the same place and you know that person's not there. It's not to say that we have to just ignore it. We can still take time to process it. But at least we can all process the same emotions together. Even if we don't want to admit that we're sad, we can at least process the fact that we're all trying to figure out how to move forward and honor her, of course, and definitely honor that person's life. I would really strongly recommend anyone's life, especially if they had like such a good life, you know, definitely honor it. And I really hope that this lady is able to be, because I would say, especially by making this video, this is kind of really a dedication to her. Whoever's watching this though, please do take it easy on yourself. I know I'm definitely trying to, because today, going through today in itself at my workplace being as crazy as it was where I was at, it's hard to process, and it's hard to just figure out what to really do, how to move forward and stuff, because you know you're in this process where you just don't know what to do, how you go through without this person there. But again, even though people come and go, I really do have hopes that I can see her again in heaven someday. One way we will find out is when that time comes, right? So, especially for those who are Christians, and I pray she was a Christian. I want to hope she was. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you, but I really hope she was. But if anyone isn't, though, while watching this, I really hope you do take Christianity into a look. There's a lot more to it than we don't realize if you just don't give it a chance, you know? If you guys do want to support this channel, a like would be definitely appreciated, and feel free to subscribe around this page, somewhere around here. But thank you overall again for watching and listening to this. I hope this helped you in any way, shape, or form, and I will see you guys again in the next video. Take care, please be safe, and take life one day at a time and one step at a time if in doubt. Take care, and God bless. It's a strong start tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if that's her. Out of all places, there's no other stars, too. Yeah, literally, look, there's no other star out. Except that one right there. Isn't that crazy? It's not even moving, too. It's like staying right there. Pretty crazy. So this was kind of like a last minute video that I wasn't really planning on recording. It's just a day after I recorded my video, and there was a song that came on the radio that I never heard of before, and it was called Resting in You. It's a Christian song, and it's an older Christian song, but it's still a good, like, you know, it doesn't matter like how old a song is, as long as a song, it's still worthwhile, especially Christian songs. You can always learn something out of it, you know? And I'm just kind of shook up a bit to be surprised of how this song I never heard of before. It was called Resting in You. It could be taken as a death song, actually, in a way, from how I looked at the words and stuff. If I can, I'll try to like link it down at the bottom. But between that and the star thing, which I just showed to you a second ago, it's just, I don't know. Maybe am I just looking too deeply? I'm not entirely sure, but a lot of coincidences, but there's no such thing I know as coincidences. Someone wise has once told me that there's no such thing as coincidences when it comes to God. It's just kind of one of those things that you don't know what to say. Because it's one of those things, but if you ever like struggle with your spiritual walk or whatnot, and you ask God for answers, but yet when he gives it to you, it's like you don't realize how to really act or respond in those kind of moments. That's kind of what I'm feeling right now, and it's just crazy. I really do hope that this lady, though, is in a safe place, truly, and I hope this could be for any of you guys watching this, too.